Hey everybody. I hope that you're well and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today we'll be doing our grade 5 English lesson on sentence types. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, all right. So our list so we're doing our grade 5 English lesson on sentence types. Once you've logged on to grade 5 English lesson, then we're going to log on to we're going to aplusstudents.ca. Then we're going to choose language arts, grade 5. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of language or sentence types, right? So which means that it's going to be the different types of sentences that we are going to be talking about. All right. So our chapter is sentence types. Our subject is English language arts. Grade 5. And the lessons that we are focusing on today under the chapter of sentence types is the sentence declarative, interrogative, imperative, or exclamatory, right? So is a sentence declarative, interrogative, imperative, exclamatory, or exclamatory. And we're going to do set 1 and we're going to do set 2. All right. And we are doing our tutorial lesson on aplusstudents.ca, right? Once we do, so we're going to do our lesson on aplusstudents.ca. We will be doing our tutorial as well as our test over there. Right, so we're going into the first one where we say, is the sentence declarative? Is it interrogative? Is it imperative? Or is it exclamatory? All right. So when it comes to the sentences, right? There are four kinds of sentences. We have a declarative sentence, we have an interrogative sentence, imperative sentence, and an exclamatory sentence, right? And a declarative sentence is a statement, right? So a statement is like where you basically just tell someone something, or you just tell about something. It can be random, can be anything, like telling somebody, I've got a sister, I've got a brother, right? Today it is hot, today it is cold, right? So it can literally be anything because you're just telling someone about something. So that is a declarative sentence. And a declarative sentence, it always ends with a period. If we look at an example of a declarative sentence, all right, so if we look at the declarative sentence, right, the example, the example says, I have an older brother and a younger sister. And this is also almost like an example that I made earlier on. So if you tell somebody that you've got a brother or a sister or an older brother and a younger sister, like it doesn't even mean anything, right? Because they're not going to have to respond to it. So unless you have a conversation about how many siblings I have and so on, then it will basically be of interest to you. But when it comes to declarative sentence, right, it is a statement and it tells about something. Then we have an interrogative sentence, right? An interrogative sentence is a question. If you, let's say, get confused with an interrogative sentence, what you can do is think of maybe the movies, and then you think of movies where they lock up people, right? They take people to jail. And before they take people to jail, and before we take people to jail, then it means that they interrogate you, they ask you a lot of questions, and they take you to the interrogation room. So interrogative sentence, it means that they're asking you a question. It's a question. So it asks question, and an interrogative sentence always ends with a question mark. Yesterday, you guys weren't supposed to have class. Yesterday, the English class was grade 1 and grade 2 and grade 7 and grade 8. That was the English class yesterday, live lessons. What class were you supposed to have yesterday? Is it maths or English? All right. So, like I say, when it comes to an interrogative sentence, right? An interrogative sentence is a question and it asks something. And if you forget what interrogative means, then you can just think of somebody going to jail and they're asking them a lot of questions because they're in the interrogation room, right? And an interrogative sentence, it always ends with a question mark, right? It ends with a question mark. For example, how tall are you? or how old are you? What is your name? Right? So these are all things that require an answer, right? When it ends with a question mark, because a question is being asked. Then we have an imperative sentence. An imperative sentence, it makes a request or tells someone to do something. All right. And then we have an exclamatory sentence, right? Well, before we go to an exclamatory sentence, we have when it comes to an imperative sentence, right? Then an imperative sentence, it is basically a command. It is telling you to do something. So even if your, let's say your parent tells you to do the dishes, to pick up your shoes, to close the windows, right? It is somebody telling you to do something. It's a command, right? It's making a request for you to do something. So when, let's say, somebody shouts at you to do something, then that ends with an exclamation point, right? So that is where the difference comes between an exclamatory sentence and an imperative sentence, but it is two different things. Because an exclamatory sentence, right? Yes, it ends with an exclamation mark, but an exclamatory sentence is actually a statement. It is basically just telling something to someone, but it's just that you are showing more feelings, more surprise, right? There's more emotion to it than, for example, a declarative sentence. So I don't know if that answers your question. So, yes, an exclamatory sentence as well as an imperative sentence is the only two sentences that ends with an exclamation point. But remember, with an imperative sentence, it does not always end with an exclamatory point. But with exclamatory sentence, it always ends with an exclamation point, right? All right. So we said that an imperative sentence is a command and it makes a request or tells someone to do something. An imperative sentence, it usually ends with a period. So that is why here, once again, an imperative sentence, it ends either with an exclamation point or it ends with a period, right? And but if the command shows strong feeling, then it ends with an exclamation point. It's like they're shouting now, right? Commanding you to do something. It's like you did not do whatever, and your mom was like, pick up that clothes, right? Um, do the dishes because you did not do the dishes. Take out the trash, right? Then we write that it with an exclamation point. That is for the imperative sentence. And then, of course, we said an exclamatory sentence is like a statement, but it shows surprise and strong feelings. And an exclamatory sentence, it always ends with an exclamation point, right? One example is some whales are over 90 feet long, right? Or I cannot wait until tomorrow. It's like you're excited, you're happy because I'll be seeing my friends again, right? So that is basically our four different kinds of sentences. We have a declarative sentence, which tells something and it ends with a full stop. We're going to have a declarative sentence. All right. So when it comes to the four different kinds of sentences, right, you are going to have to know when and how to use a sentence because when writing, right, based on, let's say, the mood or the whatever in which you are writing, you're going to have to know when to use whichever words or whichever points, endpoints, in order to write a specific essay or sentence or so on, right? Or sentences or paragraphs. So if you were just wanting to make a statement and then you're just free flowing writing, there's no exclamation points, question marks, nothing in that sentence, then you just write, right? If you want to show a command, right, then a command, we need to also try and keep it neutral. But with the command, it ends with a period, or like we say, it ends with an exclamation point. All right. So here we're going to look at the first sentence, right? Please take the dirty towel outside, and it ends with a period. If I tell somebody to take the dirty towel outside, then what am I actually saying? Am I making a statement? Am I asking a question? Am I commanding someone? So if we say, please take the dirty towels outside, then that is basically imperative because this is actually a command. So that is why I was saying, even if somebody just subtly tells you to do something, right? Then that is a command. Like take out the trash, please take the dirty towels outside, fold the clothes, clean your room, right? That is an imperative sentence where somebody is telling you to do something. It's like a command, right? Or a request that is being made. And that is called an imperative sentence, right? Yes, you are commanding somebody to do something. So please take the dirty towels outside. So you're commanding someone to do something, which means that that is an imperative sentence. All right. So we said that please take your dirty towels is an imperative sentence. It ends with a period, right? And this sentence, it either commands or it makes a request, right? So we say that it is an imperative sentence. You are commanding someone. Yes, you are requesting and telling them to take the dirty towels outside. So well done, right? Please cut up the watermelon. Please cut up the watermelon. What type of sentence is that? Is that a declarative, interrogative? All right. So please cut up the watermelon. Yes, well done. So that is also an imperative sentence. And how do we know it's imperative sentence? Because they are requesting for somebody to do something, right? To cut up the watermelon. So you're telling somebody to do something for you. You're telling me to pick up the something or cut up the watermelon, right? So now you'll give him either something, right? Financially. But a imperative is correct. So well done. All right. Not all monkeys live in the jungle. So if I'm just randomly telling you, like not all monkeys live in the jungle, then what type of sentence is that? A declarative, imperative, i- is that interrogative, or is it an exclamatory sentence? Not all monkeys live in the jungle. What type of sentence is that? All right. So if we look at the sentence, it says not all monkeys live in the jungle. Yes, then we can say this is a declarative sentence because it is just us making a statement. This person is just making a statement, and this person is just saying that not all monkeys live in the jungle, which means that it is a declarative sentence. And a declarative sentence, it tells about something, right? And it always ends with a period. So well done, Boo. All right. So here we say not all monkeys live in the jungle, and we see that that is a declarative sentence. All right. So now we're going to our test, right? And once again, we have four kinds of sentences: declarative, imperative, interrogative, and exclamatory sentence. All right, we need to say what kind of sentence is this? Not all monkeys live in the jungle. Is it a declarative sentence or an interrogative sentence? All right. So if we look at the sentence, right, it says not all monkeys live in the jungle, then yes, we can say it is option one, which is a declarative sentence. So well done. Declarative is correct. Sorry. Yes, it is basically the same sentence as the last one that we did just before we came to the test, right? So it is a declarative sentence. All right. What kind of sentence is this? Please stick the dirty towels outside. Please stick the dirty towels outside. Is that an imperative sentence or an exclamatory sentence? Is it an imperative sentence or exclamatory? Please take the dirty towels outside. Yes, well done. So they are actually commanding or they're requesting for you to take the dirty towels outside, which means that this is an imperative sentence. So well done. Imperative is correct. Please cut up the watermelon. So please cut up the watermelon. Is that an interrogative sentence or an interrogative sentence? Please cut up the watermelon. It is imperative or interrogative. All right, and if they tell us to please cut up the watermelon, right, then we will say yes, it is an imperative sentence. So well done because it is also a command. They're telling you to do something. They're telling you to cut up the watermelon. I write for the school newspaper. If somebody says, I write for the school's newspaper, is that an exclamatory sentence or a declarative sentence? I write for the school's newspaper. All right, then if we choose the correct sentence, then we can say this is a declarative sentence. And why do we say declarative? We say it's a declarative sentence because the person is just saying something, right? It's like I'm just telling you that I write to the school's newspaper. So if I say I write for the school's newspaper and you're my friend, you're gonna be excited, you're gonna be happy, right? So this is just a statement that is being made. All right. Oh, yeah, no. Where are we now? Sorry. All right, now we're going to the second one. I apologize for that. Yeah, it says, what kind of sentence is this? It says, does Josie prefer pizza or pasta? So does Josie prefer pizza or pasta? What type of sentence is that? All right, so does Josie prefer pizza or pasta? And it ends with a question mark. Yes, well done. So it is an interrogative sentence, and we can say it's an interrogative sentence because it ends with a question mark, right? So the interrogative sentence, they ask a question, which means that eventually you're going to have to answer a specific question, right? Stop twisting the rope like that. So stop twisting the rope like that. Is that what type of sentence is this? A declarative, an interrogative, imperative, or an exclamatory sentence? All right. If we look at the next one, stop twisting the rope like that. Yes. So if you're telling someone to stop twisting the rope like that, it means that you're commanding or you're giving them a request to stop whatever they are doing. So stop twisting the rope like that, right? So you're commanding, which means that this is an imperative sentence. It's a command. So well done. Right, let's do the last one. For his report, David needs information about zebras. So, for his report, David needs information about zebras. What type of sentence is that? All right, and it says, for his report, Dave needs information about zebras. What type of sentence is that? All right, and if we say which type of sentence that is, then yes, it is a declarative sentence, right? Because it's basically just making a statement, right? All right, so now let's go to our test. What kind of sentence is this? It says, stop twisting the rope like that. Stop twisting the rope like that. All right, and if we say, stop twisting it like that, this is a command, so which means that this is an imperative sentence, right? So well done. Option two is correct. That screeching hurts my ears. So that screeching hurts my ears, and it ends with an exclamation point. Is this a declarative sentence or an exclamatory sentence? All right. So the screeching hurts my ears, and this is an exclamatory sentence, and it ends with an exclamation point. All right. Well done. Well done. Pedro is the best cook I know. So Pedro is the best cook I know. Is this an interrogative sentence or an exclamatory sentence? So Pedro is the best cook I know. Is this an interrogative sentence or an exclamatory sentence? All right. And if we choose the correct one, then yes, we will say this is an exclamatory sentence and it ends with an exclamation point. So well done. Well done. That's the loudest siren I've ever heard. So that's the loudest siren I've ever heard. Is that an exclamatory sentence or an interrogative sentence? So is that an exclamatory sentence or interrogative? That's the loudest siren I've ever heard. All right, then we can say it is an exclamatory sentence and it ends with an exclamation point, right? Well done, guys. Gabby is reading a magazine about skateboarding. Gabby is reading a magazine about skateboarding. Is this a declarative sentence or an exclamatory sentence? Gabby is reading a magazine about skateboarding. All right. So, which means that if we say Gabby is reading a magazine about skateboarding, it's just a statement that is being made, right? Which means that it is a declarative sentence. Well done. Great job. Why are is now Ning or Nina and Scarlett arguing? So why are they arguing? Is this an interrogative sentence or a declarative sentence? Why are they arguing? So why are they arguing? And we see this is an interrogative sentence. Yes, well done. Right? And remember, we said an interrogative is think of them asking you questions, right? So it's a question with a question mark. Clap your hands and sing along. Clap your hands and sing along. Is this an exclamatory sentence or an imperative sentence? Clap your hands and sing along. So clap your hands and sing along. All right, and if we choose the correct one, we will say this is an imperative sentence because it is a command. It's telling you to clap your hands and to sing along. So well done. Great job. This sauce is so spicy that it made me cry. Is this a declarative sentence or an exclamatory sentence? All right, so we can say this is an exclamatory sentence. So well done. Well done. Not a declarative. Remember, declarative is a statement that is being made and it ends with a period. Right? Let's do the last one. Not all monkeys live in the jungle. Either this is an interrogative or is a declarative sentence. Not all monkeys live in the jungle. Is this an interrogative sentence or declarative sentence? All right, so we can say this is a declarative sentence, right? Because it's just making a statement. All right, so well done, guys. This is now the end of our lesson on sentence types. We said sentence type, there are four different types of sentences. We have a declarative sentence, which makes a statement and it ends with a period. Then we have a interrogative sentence, right? An interrogative is where they are asking you questions and it ends with a question mark. Then we have an imperative sentence, which is a command or request that is being made that either ends with a period or if it stresses points, shows strong feelings and surprise, it can end with an exclamation point. And then we have an exclamatory sentence that ends with an exclamation point. Right? So well done, guys. Thank you very much also for joining the lesson. I just want to say I want to apologize for yesterday, but yesterday there was no class for the grade threes, right? The grade three class is Wednesdays and Fridays. Um, but I really hope that situation was sorted out for you guys, right? But you should have an amazing evening and also have a great weekend further. All right. Goodbye.